evening. Good evening. That was one thing I always used to crack me up on. And when I was a kid, I never watched like Sesame Street or things like that. But the one thing that always made me laugh was the Count Dracula. One banana. I mean, because it made me feel kind of embarrassed for him. It was just embarrassing to me, so it made me laugh out of embarrassment. I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway, I don't know where that came from, but anyway. So I thought this is something that I came across a couple years ago, when I started talking about the EcoShield, and uh, it's like nobody was talking about EcoShield, and nobody still talks about EcoShield, except for Elle. She does periodically, but the thing is that EcoShield, I believe it's really hard to track these certain things down. Now they're franchises, right? So I'm sure each place is different, good and bad, just like everything else. There's like Pizza Hut franchise. One Pizza Hut totally awesome compared to the next one, which is shitty. But I think there's a little more to this EcoShield, especially, yeah, coming out of Idaho, because everything's special coming out of Idaho, in its own little special way. But so this EcoShield is also part of, it's like this umbrella company, Shield Marketing, which is where Kaylee was going to work. So I'm almost coming to the I'm almost thinking that it might be at first where they send how the frats or the students or whatever get to EcoShield, almost like maybe like those ranches they send the kids, like tough love ranches or whatever. I almost feel like it might be something like that to begin with, and they just whip them into shape and give them a bunch of money. I mean, I don't even know if they really give them money. It sure looks like it in their videos, but so what dawned on me just then is that maybe if the alumni kids get in trouble for some reason or another, they are sent here to this EcoShield to do that work for those few months or whatever, to get them away from wherever they were in trouble, kind of calm things down a little bit, and pump them up over here, make them a little bit of money, get them back on whatever track, if it's the right track, the wrong track, whatever, and I don't know, out of sight, out of mind, wherever they were in trouble, is what I'm feeling. And this is what sucks too, because you got the alumni kids over here being sent over there and then coming back, nothing happened, nothing to see here. And you got the other ones shipped off to jail and get constantly never get out of the system because of the way Idaho is. And that's just freaking wrong. But I can see them doing this. I mean, I totally can. Just the things I've read and the posts I've gone through. And if you read these posts in here, that what they're talking about, it sounds just like they're talking about. It sounds like they're talking about that night to me. And they're talking about let's go. They're talking about the good vibe sign. They're talking about cleaning. And it. I can't not see it when I'm reading these things in here. It just feels like they're just talking about it. And so I'm just wondering if maybe that's what they do. If this is where the alumni kids are shipped off, to keep them out of sight when the shit when stuff goes down. Because they do something, because nobody ever gets in trouble over there. Nobody gets in trouble over there except for the people that don't know other people, right? You got to know somebody there. You got to be in the know. You got to be in one of those families, right? Oh, Lord. God help the people over there, really. I mean, I'm just, I couldn't even imagine, but this is it. Sorry, I've been clicking my nails. But the guy that is talked about that runs these, that his name gets brought up a lot. In fact, not Justin, Jordan Baker mentioned him as being one of the cults that he was in, but it was in AMWAY, and his name was SAMIR, right? Well, you see, you have to understand, with Jordan Baker, I knew about him before I even saw the Kopaka video, because I had done research on a Jordan Baker that was supposed to be the girl that Kaylee was going to be moving to Texas with, So I didn't find the girl, but I did find that guy, and he was really suspicious, just really weird. So I kind of researched him and got a bunch of information on him and made some videos and stuff and had him put up. And then when that Kopaka body cam came out and I saw that guy, man, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. It's that freaking guy. So I didn't know, like the TikTok video he made about SAMIR, that was all new to me. I mean, I knew about SAMIR. I just didn't know about SAMIR and AMWAY. I knew about SAMIR and EcoShield and about this one. So I found this one literally 2 years ago. So local firm and owner pled guilty to illegal importation, sale, and mailing of badges marketed as COVID-19 killer. Now this is sneaky shit, you guys. This guy is into getting money any way he can get to it. No matter what it takes, he's going to get to it, whether it's, CD is all get him, which is pretty much what, his, because this isn't the only article written up on him. There's plenty of this guy, right? So he gets around. And he's got to be, the university has to know who he is, because these students are being sent to this EcoShield to do all, to Johnson's house. Apparently it's called Johnson's house, this big old huge mansion looking thing, to learn how to sell this pest control. Well, it's door-to-door sales, it's multi-level marketing, and they make it look so inviting and just you're going to make money, hand over fist with money, and you're going to have so much fun. It's basically, they're kind of marketing as kind of a frat, but a working frat. It's kind of what it looks like. So yeah, a cult. Basically. And then the way they market these things to the houses, I've seen them in action, and have I ever seen them? A few different times, actually. And they are literally ruthless. Like you can't get them to leave. And pretty soon, just like I've heard people just say, okay, I'll do this and I'll try it for this amount of time. Well, they say that's okay, but then that's not how it works. You remember those things, when that hair product that had it did this thing where you could order it and order you get 2 for 1 or whatever, and then it'll come to your door every month because it, re-up it because that's how much you're going to use that stuff. You're going to love it, right? And so it would, and they'd charge you, but you couldn't get them to take it off. You couldn't get them to stop it. Oh my gosh, I fought with them over that for so long on that one hair product. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. But anyway, that's how I feel about this. And if you look at their Better Business Bureau, I'm talking, it'll take you forever to read that. It's kind of like those terabytes that Anne's got. There's a lot. Yeah. So anyway, this guy, back in May 25 of 2021, he did a boo-boo. Well, he did a boo-boo before that. He just got caught. So, let's see. San Diego. Now, San Diego firm and its owner pleaded guilty in federal court today to charges relating to the unlawful importation, sale, and mailing of an unregistered pesticide product from Japan marketed as a killer of airborne viruses such as COVID-19. Now, I better not get in that part. It kind of has to do with the Queen Road Apartments, with the ex-owner of that. It's not, he doesn't own it anymore, but he was an Asian guy. Anyway, so the product, known as Eco Air Doctor, was a small badge represented to emit a gas that would kill viruses within a certain distance. Man, like literally. So that when he's talking badge, I looked it up and saw what it looked like, and it's like how the state workers wear that, the lanyard, or is it called a lanyard? Anyway, around their neck, and they have like that clear plastic thing that has their name tag and stuff in there. Well, that's what a badge is, and so it looks kind of like that. You wear it around your neck with the lanyard on it. So such products are required to be registered as pesticides in the United States. No such registration was obtained. SAMIR Haj, owner of EcoShield LLC, admitted that he negotiated an agreement on behalf of the company with a foreign exporter that allowed him to import the product for a cost of $6.25 per unit. When he imported 125,000 units into the United States on June 10th of 2019, he falsely declared the value to be approximately $2.07 per unit, resulting in an underpayment of customs duty of $33,919. The product was falsely described as an air purifier rather than a pesticide. The defendants shipped the product to individuals who purchased from their website via U.S. mail, including a shipment to an undercover mailbox in Arizona on May of 2020. Yeah. The product, as noted on the label, contains sodium chloride, which is an item declared to be unmailable under U.S. postal rules and regulations. Sodium chloride was deemed unmailable because of its propensity to cause a fire or explosion. And these people are wearing this shit around their freaking necks. As part of the plea agreements, the defendants agreed to forfeit $427,689, the proceeds from the sale of the illegal product, and to pay restitution of $86,754 for the unpaid duty and the cost of disposing of the product that was not sold. In addition, the company agreed to pay a fine of $42,000 for a total financial penalty of $557,000. The defendant took advantage of COVID-19 fears to market an illegal product, said acting U.S. Attorney Randy Grossman. We are aggressively pursuing opportunists who exploit the pandemic to make money. Yep. So, what they did, profiting from the illegal import, sale, and shipment of an unregistered, untested, and potentially dangerous pesticide, especially in a time when the public had legitimate safety concerns about the transmission of COVID-19, is egregious criminal conduct that must be stopped, said Acting Assistant Attorney General Gene Williams of the Justice Department Environment and Natural Resource Division. We will work with our partners in the U.S. Attorney's offices and law enforcement agencies in prosecuting such conduct to the fullest extent of the law. Unregistered pesticide products pose serious public health dangers. I mean, it's kind of like that DDT, you guys. I mean, I know this it's not as bad, but it's still, they get rid of this stuff for a reason. They don't want it around for a reason because it kills everything. It just takes everything out. And I did look up this quote. It's really bizarre. Anyway, so today's guilty plea demonstrates that EPA and our law enforcement partners are committed to protecting the American people from products that make fraudulent and potentially harmful COVID-19 protection claims. Okay, let me double check, make sure I got enough room on here. Whenever someone uses the U.S. mail to send dangerous, illegal, or improper items, postal inspectors will find them and bring them to justice. We remain committed to keeping the mail safe for our customers and our employees. Excuse me. This individual violated several federal laws and jeopardized public safety by marketing and selling an unproven device. Yeah, especially when people were all freaked out about it. I mean, he literally just took advantage of people's, freaked out feelings about COVID, which, I can understand that, but it's like, not his part in it, but their part being freaked out about it because it freaked everybody out. So sentencing is scheduled for August 13th of 2021 at 9 a.m. Now, EcoShield, there's a one in California now. In San Diego now. I'd like to show you that one. I will do it in a different video because it's going to be a little bit longer. And let me tell you, it screams cleaners. It screams Hitman to me. It is the craziest thing. It's wild. Anyway, so here's the SAMIR Haj, and there's EcoShield, right? This is where all those frat guys, this is where they're going to. This is where Jack Showalter went off to. He's been with them since 2020, I believe. I'll show you some of that too. So what are his charges? So for EcoShield, entry of goods falsely classified. Okay, maximum penalty 5 years of probation and is that $500,000 fine or twice the amount of gross gain or loss restitution to victims to forfeiture of proceeds. For SAMIR, entry of goods falsely classified, maximum penalty 2 years in custody and $250,000 fine, restitution to victims, forfeiture of proceeds. Non-mailable injurious articles, Title 18, maximum penalty 1 year in custody and $100,000 fine. Distribution or sale unregistered pesticides, maximum penalty 1 year in custody and $100,000 fine. Now, I'm trying to remember what he got. It did pop back up again, and he did spend some time in prison. I know that. I'm not going to go look at that right here, right now. I'm sure it'll pop up in one of my things later down the road. You guys might even be able to find it. It's, let me see. Jury. Oh, here we go. Jury convicts man. Oh, yeah. That's it right there, right? So jury convicts San Diego man in $35 million security fraud and COVID relief fraud scheme. Is this the same one? No, it's a different one. I bet you he's in with this one. These guys, okay, so this is how I felt from the very beginning. I feel that company they're cleaners, and I feel like they are laundering money as well as other things. Now, in the beginning, when Kaylee was with this company, right, from the get-go, I heard that she was selling something like they were energy drinks or like energy bars or something like that, which is something Amway does have, right? And in fact, in one of Jordan's videos, he actually talks about those bars. It's pretty funny because he says they taste pretty shitty. He said they're not very good. Anyway, so I'm wondering if you think about her working there, right? And about the money these guys are making over there, and if she's making the same amount doing what she's doing, like selling the bars or energy drinks or whatever, and the company is as sus as I feel that they are. I mean, you guys might not feel it. I mean, people around here, everybody's got, EcoShield coming over to their house spraying their bugs. But I've heard many terrible stories about it. So, and I've actually got friends that have stopped doing it too. Like I go to their house to visit, I see the truck leave. I'm like, please tell me you did not get that service. Yeah, we got it. I'm like, no, I could have got here 5 minutes earlier and saved your ass. Anyway, didn't work. But they're done with it now. So it took a little, you can't stop them. They're ruthless. I mean, they don't take no for an answer. And they're pretty forceful. But yeah. So I feel really that this is like laundering type thing. And so, for instance, if Kaylee was, part of it and say that, say that maybe other students got a wind of it. I mean, I'm not saying Kaylee did anything wrong at all. In fact, in situations like that, sometimes you don't even know, like I know when I was younger, I did this multi-level marketing thing. I didn't know what it was. And the person was so good at talking me right into it. And before you know it, here I am, and of course I'm not going to sell somebody something that I don't believe in, and I'm not going to force it on anybody. So I wasn't good at that job at all. They were pretty good at it, but that's how they make the money, right? So they take everybody's money that's below them, and then they take the money and run. And if that was the case with Kaylee, that could very well have been, she might have had a shit ton of money. That maybe that's where she got all that money from. I don't know. But look what else they took from him: a Mercedes-Benz S-Class and a Porsche 911 Turbo S. Oh, he was down in Vegas too. Private jet. Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna have to look this dude up and see if he probably. So it's like they have this. Well, just like the frat guys in this EcoShield, they have their own little way of, from what I can tell, of acknowledging each other, of recognizing each other, and that's like they'll start a little business and they'll, like luxury cars or fragrances or high-end fragrances, whatever. So before the luxury car tag or whatever, they'll put the word alt, A-L-T, like altcoin. So alt luxury cars, alt handbags, things like that. And I think that makes me feel like that's how they recognize each other. And they're like, oh, you're one of us. Okay, cool. So, fake W-2s. Wow, this guy. So I'm going to look into this one. Meanwhile, I'll keep my eye open for the other alt. Not the other alt. The other SAMIR Hodges, what his charges were. Okay, so now I'm gonna get this video up because I hardly have any room on my phone. I'm waiting for some other memory cards to be delivered. So, but I still have to order them. But I plan on it. I planned on it 2 months ago, but I still plan on it. So, I need to do that soon. But so I'm constantly taking stuff off my phone because I never have enough storage on it. So that's what I have to do this time too. But I will bring you that because it's really interesting for you guys to see, because nobody's talking about this, and it's important because these guys, I believe the university is forcing, they're literally backing them with this, right? So what's going on with this whole thing? Who's really behind this? In fact, you can't even find, because it's all franchised out, you can't even find like anybody to even claim it as being theirs. It's just these guys running around, and it shows them, like they'll have one picture of them, spraying like a yard, and they're like dressed in their like, their uniform or whatever, and they look like they're on a photo shoot. And then the next videos, you see one picture of that, and then every other video is them at a beach. They're learning how to fly a plane. They're doing this, they're doing that. They're driving their race cars. They're out partying, whatever. That's what it shows. And then they talk about all the money, the 6 figures they made in 4 months. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I will bring you that. But I wanted to get this out here because this is really serious. And this is this SAMIR is, yeah, he did some bad shit. Sold this stuff that went around people's necks as something that would ward and keep them safe during COVID-19. What an asshole. Literally unbelievable. Anyway, okay. Love you guys. I got more coming, just slowly but surely, and I'm putting a few things together. In fact, one of them that's going to be coming up is actually connected to the EcoShield, and it's quite interesting because it's also connected to the King Roadhouse. So it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how these connects, and whoever doesn't think that these guys were involved in some way, shape, or form. I'm not saying they might have done the actual unalivings or whatever, but somehow they were involved in this, and it screams it. I don't know how anybody could not see it, but then again, a lot of people aren't diving in these things like I am with this, and since I'm pretty much the only one besides Elle that's been bringing this this EcoShield stuff to you guys. Nobody really knows about it. So, yeah. Oh, heat came on. Time for me to go. Okay, love you guys. You take care, and I will be getting on there and making this next video coming up, because the other one I have clips for already, so it should be pretty quick, but nothing's ever quick when I make a video anyway. Now I'm just chatting, right? Okay, love you guys. Bye.